Good morning, folks. I hope everyone's having a good day. Whew, it is bright and early and time to get to this bag. Y'all know what the deal. But I was up wrecking my brain like I usually do. And I was thinking about listening and qualities of listening. And I was curious, do you think you are a good listener? How do you know you are a good listener? I always talk to people that I'm close to about active listening, and I don't think that people understand what that is. Um, like for example, if one of the kids or somebody I'm close to comes to me and wants to talk to me about something, I literally will put my phone down or turn my ringer off or mute the TV, try to sit closer to them or, shut the door. I want them to know that I they have my undivided attention, I guess. And I know in the world we live in now, there's so many distractions, like the phone going off, your texting, your social media alerts. But a lot of times when people come to us for us to listen to them, it's not even necessarily for advice. Sometimes therapy for a person is just being listened to. So I know that's one of my things or struggles now. I don't find that a lot of people are good listeners. I think a lot of us have ADD because we're so focused on what's going on around us. We really don't focus on what's in front of us or even focus on ourselves like we need to. We're so just, we're easily distracted. All of us are, honestly. So I did a little research and a few of the qualities or the things like tips for actively listening are like paraphrasing. And when you say paraphrasing, try to make sure you understand. I always talk about people, not talk about them like that when I say listening to understand. Like my mother was a big advocate for reading to comprehend, listening to comprehend. A lot of people listen to reply. So it's basically like you're listening, but you're already eager to reply instead of trying to comprehend what the person is saying to you. So, try to paraphrase or make sense of what, a person is saying to you. Try to understand where they're coming from. Ask questions if you don't understand what they're trying to say. It's okay to, I don't know, sometimes I might raise my hand and be like, can I stop you for a minute? And some people might say, no, I'm not done, and I do, I'm not gonna lie. I do have an issue with cutting people off when I'm angry, when I'm pissed off. I want to get my point across, but that's not always okay. Sometimes people just need to listen to you. I mean, need you to listen to them. So, like I said, ask questions and use positive body language. Oh my goodness. This is a pet peeve of mine. If I'm talking to you, right, and you just slumped over and you're, huffing and puffing, I'm not eager to speak to you because it seems like you're not interested in what I have to say. And for me, it's going to make me shut down and say, don't worry about it. For me, because I'm really, if I'm being honest, I'm not really trustworthy of expressing my feelings, of being vulnerable, or venting about the things that I feel in the first place, if we want to be honest. So if I'm trusting you to listen to me, or I'm bringing a problem to you for your advice, I do want you to, sit up, act like you're eager to listen. I don't want to feel like I'm burdening you with something I'm expressing to you. A lot of times when people come to us, it's not always a negative thing that they're wanting us to listen to. Sometimes I just want to share great news or how should I move about my career. I'm wanting to, I don't know, start a family. How do you feel about this? So you know what, girl, it was a really fucked up day. I just need somebody to listen to me. So use positive body language. The next topic, the next step or the next suggestion says show empathy. Empathy and sympathy are two different things. Empathizing with a person is showing that you can relate to what they're going through, what they're venting to you about. Sometimes you can't empathize, but you can show sympathy. Try to be gentle. Going back to comprehending and understanding, try to be patient with them when they're trying to get their point across. Some people don't have the soft or sensitive side, but I do think that we should consider why a person feels the way they feel or try to put yourself in their shoes, if that makes sense. Avoid judging a person when they're talking to you. As a teenager, as a young adult, as a young woman, I had so many people judge me about the things that I went through as a child or the things that I was currently going through. It made me shut down and made me become the emotional person that I did. It made me extremely dismissive and toxic, or run from my emotions, because people didn't take time out to see where I was coming from. They were more judgmental. You need to be in church. You don't need to be having these kids at this age. Or why do you have these thoughts at this age? You're too young. You're a fool for love. You know, all these unsolicited ass statements, as opposed to like, you know what? I was your age before. I understand where you're coming from. I get it. It does make sense. Even if you haven't been through that, try to see it from another person's perspective. Stop being so one-sided, if that makes sense. Don't give advice too quickly. The reason I say this, once again, is because I might call somebody just for them to listen. And I don't want to hear what you have to say about it. I just want to be like, oh my God, I had a terrible day. The kids are getting on my nerves. Such and such is pissing me off. Okay, I'm good now. Thank you for listening. Okay, bye. It's not always necessarily me wanting advice. I actively communicate too. So if I call someone, I'd be like, hey, I need your advice. Or I will actively say, I just need to vent. Do you have time to listen? And if they say they don't, I don't get upset. I'm like, can you call me when you do? I believe in setting the expectation from the start, because it can avoid a lot of conflict. There are so many people that feel like they need to give advice or tell you what to do. Sometimes you don't want to hear that shit. Sometimes you just want to vent. Move on, smoke your weed, drink your coffee, drink your water, get your morning run going, and do you. Evaluate the conversation. I've never done this. I'm going to start doing this. After you fully have taken on what someone is saying to you, reflect. Take a moment to evaluate what was said to you. Make sure you're showing that you're concerned about what they're expressing to you. You know, ask them, okay, do you need anything? Is there anything I can do to help you? Because if this person is coming to you, venting to you, asking for advice, they trust you. So they may be coming to you because they need you. It's not always about monetary benefits. It could literally be, how do you think, or how do you feel about me going to school for this trade? Or do you think I'll be a good psychologist? Or thinking about going to hair school or becoming an auto mechanic? Anything. These are very important things to consider. Think about how you can help this person that's coming to you. Last but not least, and I've been saying this, it's so funny. Listening may be enough. It's that simple. So with all due respect, when someone calls you and they say, I need to talk to you, it's not always about you. It's not always negative. Sometimes they just want to talk to someone about their day and vent. Sometimes you just need to shut up and listen. Although y'all might be perfect, might not have no problems, and might not be going through shit, a lot of us are out here. I'm going to be honest, for me, myself, I don't have a lot of people to listen to me because people think that I'm supposed to be strong all the time and I don't have problems, which is beyond me. But take that advice. Those are 8 tips for active listening. I don't know, just on my mind. I hope they help someone, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Stay magical.